Hey, Michelle, how's it going today?
Hey, Lindsay, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to be here in this YouTube-only series that we're doing, talking about holiday movies. What movies should we be watching around the holidays, right?
That is right. Oh my gosh, I'm excited because one of the movies we're going to be talking about today is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, Michelle, when you were a kid, did you used to watch the same holiday movies over and over again?
When I was a kid and now. I mean, now I pretty much watch the same ones every year.
I love that. I do that too. I used to have a tradition where I would watch Home Alone at Thanksgiving because that would officially ring in the holiday season for me. And it just reminded me of being a kid, you know?
Yeah, Home Alone is such a great one. But we're going to be sharing the top 3 Christmas 80's movies.
Yes,
today.
Yeah, let's just go right into them, Michelle, because I know one of these is something that you are really excited about. So what's the first one for our listeners that they should be watching during the holidays?
Okay, so the first one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and this came out in 1989. So National Lampoon's, it's a series of movies with Chevy Chase, and he's Clark Griswold. And actually, guys, this is very important because to know these references, because I will say I knew that we were going to be recording this, and I knew I was going to talk about this, and I happened to have Ellen DeGeneres, her show on in the background today. And there was Wanda Sykes, the comedian.
Oh my God, she's hilarious.
She's hilarious.
So funny.
She's amazing. But she was talking about some story, and I wasn't really listening. I was doing something else. But all of a sudden she was like, "Oh, that somebody said something about Clark Griswold," and everybody laughed.
Oh yes.
And this
Clark.
is because it was a reference. So that's the main character. That's Chevy Chase's name, Clark Griswold, and he's known for being the real cheesy dad, but everything goes wrong for him. So knowing that reference is super important, right? So guys, now you know about Clark Griswold, but definitely watch that movie and the other movies in the series. Maybe once we'll talk more about the other ones as well.
Yeah, I love it. You guys gotta go and check these out. I mean, I think we've used quotes on the All Ears English podcast. We've talked about the quotes like good talk, right? So there are famous quotes that people drop references a lot, and you may not know that it's even a reference if you don't see these movies. Right?
Exactly.
What's your favorite part in that movie, by the way? What is it? The Christmas lights event or?
Oh, well, the Christmas lights. There are so many. I don't know why right away I'm thinking, I don't think this is my favorite part, but it's the image that comes to my mind is he has the turkey and he's so proud, this is his moment, and he cuts into the turkey and it's all air. And do you remember?
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to ruin it. He always wants to make everything positive. So instead of just oh my gosh, it's ruined, he starts eating it, and everybody's just eating it, and he's trying to make it seem good, but it's totally hard. He can't even eat it, and it's just a very funny scene.
I think that Clark is very endearing because he does just want to make it work. He's just trying to make it work, as we say, right? He just wants to be positive, wants to bring the family together and do the whole thing, do the lights, do the turkey, but things just don't work out for him. And so I think a lot of people maybe identify with Clark in a way.
Yeah. He never loses hope. Well, sometimes he does, and then he gets
and then his brother, right? He has his brother that comes oh my God.
Gosh,
Eddie.
And then his kids. One of the funny things is that his kids are always played by different actors.
Oh, okay.
From movie to movie. I don't think they're ever the same actor. I don't think.
Interesting.
But it's kind of
that's so funny. That's a good little trivia fact, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that is. So guys, that's our main recommendation, and we do have 2 other recommendations that are really classic, right, Michelle? What are those?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first one is Scrooged, and that's from 1988.
Yep.
And then the second one is A Christmas Story from 1983.
Yes, I love it. So let's get into some vocabulary, because then you're going to know some great words, guys, that might come up when you're having a conversation about these movies, right?
Exactly.
All right, Michelle. So what's the first one?
The first one is a Scrooge. So if you say someone is a Scrooge, they're kind of like an old man, like Scrooge from Dickens, right? Just a person that they don't like Christmas, very grumpy.
Yes.
So, don't be such a Scrooge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Someone that complains about things and kind of just negative all the time. That is a Scrooge. And we do say this in English, don't we? With native speakers, we say, don't be a Scrooge. right?
And we might not always, do you think it always has to be like about Christmas when we use this? Or you think it's just kind of used as kind of a
that's interesting. That's a good question. I feel like it's more often around the holidays. It doesn't have to be specifically about Christmas. It could be, but I think we tend to use this more when we enter that like November, December, January. What do you think? Would you use this in the summer? That's actually a great question.
I don't think that I would think to use it in the summer. I do agree with you that it kind of like, there's like a time and there's a season for the word Scrooge.
Yeah, that's real. So maybe we should do a pod, guys. If you are not subscribed to the All Ears English podcast, make sure you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen, and hit subscribe, because we may try to do an episode in the future about phrases that are only used during certain seasons.
Seasonal phrases.
Yeah,
I got to think about that.
But the ones that are not so obvious, like don't be a Scrooge, we had to think about that for a minute, right? So very high level for our listeners. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So another word is idyllic. This means perfect, extremely happy and peaceful. Like I feel like Clark Griswold always wants things to be idyllic.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think in the United States, the typical, if you celebrate Christmas, you would think a typical idyllic Christmas would look like, right? What is in your mind, the images we get from the media, from the movies? What are we kind of fed as the perfect Christmas? What do you think?
Well, I would say there's a big Christmas tree with lots of ornaments, and there's a lot of presents under the tree, and the family's all around. Someone's wearing a Santa hat.
There's a dog, right? There's a dog.
There's a dog. People are cuddling, and everybody's having that moment where everybody opens the presents. That's what I would say. What do you think? Anything you want to add?
No, I think maybe a little eggnog, sipping eggnog. There's a fire. I mean, we could go on and on. There's a fire, eggnog. Someone's smoking a pipe. I don't know. No. So, and I think that was Clark Griswold's problem, right? He was trying to recreate that. He was trying to create that. So that's idyllic, guys. It's really a fantasy, right? Idyllic situations are never true, but when we can be present and embrace what's actually present, what's actually happening, we can enjoy it more. We can enjoy our lives more.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And what's the last one?
Okay, hold up, right? So this is something from the past that is still good today. So does it hold up? This is a really interesting colloquial way to say, has it maintained its meaning, right?
Lasting
value.
Power,
yeah.
Right? It's like lasting. Yeah, so that is a good one. So you can use that, right? Because these are from the 80s, so now the 80s are old, right? So these have held up over time.
Yeah, you could talk about songs. Like I personally think that Whitney Houston's music will always hold up because she's such an artist.
Right. Whitney Houston. So, definitely people or movies or works of art that are still good today through the years.
Exactly. So guys, now we know you guys love role play. So we're going to go into a role play today for our listeners watching in YouTube. And we're going to show you how to use this vocab. Are you ready, Michelle?
I'm ready. You want to start it off?
Here we go. I can't believe it's almost the end of the year.
Yep, time to watch all my favorite Christmas movies.
Yes, all right. What is your number one best ever Christmas movie?
Ooh, honestly, I still love A Christmas Story.
Seriously? Why? Does it hold up? I haven't seen it in years.
Oh, it totally holds up. It's like this idyllic family movie to me, sort of stuck in the 50s forever, but of course, it's still super funny.
Oh, cool. I want to see it again. My partner's a bit of a Scrooge and doesn't really get into Christmas, but they'll want to see this movie, I think. Nice. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, movies from the 50s. Such a different time, the 1950s, right, Michelle?
Exactly. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
So this is a very realistic conversation.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's go through it and see the vocab. All right. So I think the first one, we used hold up and holds up, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
You said, well, why does it hold up, right? Is it still popular? Is it still good after all these years? And then I said, it totally holds up. So I'm saying, yes, it does. It did last. It's still good.
Yeah, and this one's really good. I'm glad we're talking about this phrase because I would think students might think it means, can you hold it up on your arms, right? The physical meaning.
Right.
So guys, this is a whole other meaning for this. So pay attention, write this one down. And then you said it totally holds up. It's like this idyllic family movie, right? Idyllic, perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And then you said my partner's a bit of a Scrooge, so and doesn't really get into Christmas. So grumpy person who's not into Christmas.
I think it's good to have kids around when it comes to Christmas, right? Because you can see the joy that they have, the holidays, finding a tree, opening presents, and children, like the joy of Christmas in a child's heart. That's why I like spending Christmas with my niece, It's so true. Aww. It's so true. Yeah. As we get to be adults, we might take it for granted, I think, because we've done so many of them.
No, it's so nice to see things through a child's eyes. It makes everything completely different and fresh. And, yeah. So it's definitely very, very special. So yeah. Oh my gosh, this was fun, Lindsay.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe on YouTube, because in the next episode in this holiday movie series, we're going to be talking about New Year's movies. And around New Year's, we want to party, we want to celebrate, and we want to set our intentions for the new year. Right, Michelle?
Yes, exactly. And I just want to add, if you haven't seen Love Actually, that's another Christmas New Year's one that we didn't mention. So Love Actually, that's a favorite.
How did we miss that?
I don't know.
I am definitely going to be watching Love Actually, probably in the next few weekends at some point. So
I know. That's one I watch every year. So watch that one, guys. And yeah, enjoy these movies.
All right. Take care, Michelle. Talk soon. Bye.
All right. Bye.